Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I first of all want to say welcome to everyone that's new, all the new subscribers since my houseplant tour video. Welcome to the channel. I'm happy to have you and thank you so much for all of the support. I really didn't expect such a great response on that video, but I also worked really hard on it and I was very proud of it. And it's just so nice to share my collection with everyone and talk about plants and enjoy them all together. So I just really appreciate it. And just welcome. I hope that you enjoy the rest of my content. And I'm enjoying making videos and seeing where this goes. And I just really appreciate it. So hello, welcome. I do want to give a bit of an introduction, I guess, about myself because I had a couple of questions on that. Who am I? What do I do? That kind of stuff. So I thought a chatty repot with me would be a good video for that. I have a couple of plants that need repotting. Some of them don't necessarily need a new pot, but they are running out of climbing space. So they need new branches like I have here and sticks and stuff to climb up on. So it's kind of a repot for those reasons. But aside from that, let's just get straight into it. Okay, so the first plant we have to do is my Philodendron species affinity saggitfolium. Now this is getting big. It's getting so big I don't even really know where to put it. I'm kind of moving it a lot, which I don't like to do with my plants, but I'm trying to figure out where this can really go. But yeah, I don't think it necessarily needs a new pot. I mean, we'll see. We'll have a look at the roots. But I did repot it, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago. And I gave it a wooden stick to climb up, and I didn't even need to sellotape it down at the beginning because the aerial roots just went insane. And little spider web. The aerial roots just went literally insane and grabbed onto that, and they are non-stop growing. I didn't expect it to take off that fast. So the wood that I had put into the pot it already needs more space. So that's what we're doing today. All right, so first things first. Fortunately, I'm going to have to cut off the sellotape. I guess, unfortunately, pull off the aerial roots from this wood, which are already very attached and very fluffy and cute. So, I guess, who am I? That's probably the first question. My name is Amy. I am Irish and I live in Ireland, so that's where I'm based. Very cloudy, we get a lot of rain, we have dark winters. It's very humid because of all of the rain, but yes, our light levels are lacking a little bit when it comes to growing houseplants anyway. Summer is absolutely fine. I have skylights in my house, so I think that helps with my light levels, but winter I definitely need grow lights to keep my plants growing, basically. But yeah, that's where I live and work and where my life is. Oh, it's horrible pulling off aerial roots. God, they're really stuck on. But what do I do? I am an ecologist, so that's my day job. YouTube is not my day job. I work, where do I even begin? I guess I studied environmental science, so that degree was mostly chemistry based, a lot around chemicals, how they affect the environment, pollution, climate change, industry, lab work, that kind of stuff. So that's my, I guess, initial background, but since then I have been working as an environmental consultant. So I guess my title is an ecologist and I work in environmental consultancy, have done for quite a few years now. Yeah, so I guess what do I do? Day to day, it's basically any new developments that are happening, certain developments have to have certain environmental reports legally, mostly to do with the EU Habitats Directive. So I do reporting on that for new developments. So that entails basically going out and doing surveys. Ooh, whoa, this feels like it has big ass roots. Okay. Oh Jesus, do I even want to take this out? Will I just take the wood out and replace it? I think I might try that first. That might be better to have less disturbance. So that entails basically going out and doing surveys and gathering data and information and then assessing what impact that development will have on those species and plants and animals. So yeah, so that's kind of it. But in terms of like what kind of surveys do, I do a bit of everything. We do freshwater stuff. We don't really do marine. We do freshwater, we do mammals like foxes and badgers, we do birds. I love birds. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably know that. But I think what I spend most of my time doing is actually bats. So bats are kind of my favorite, I guess. So I do a lot of bat surveys, which obviously is night work. So the summer for me is really, really, really busy. It's the busiest period for me because that's when bats are active. So all of our nighttime bat surveying occurs from around April, May up until mid-September. So we're coming to the end of that season now, and while I love it, it is very exhausting. You know, working day and night. It's very tiring, but I love it. I just love bats so much. I think they're amazing little creatures. Well, in Ireland, ours are all very small. They're maybe, the biggest one is maybe this big. And they're just beautiful, interesting, amazing creatures. They're fantastic pollinators, as you may or may not know. They're very important in our ecosystem, obviously because they're out at night. You know, they're less visible and people probably know a bit less about them and the work that they do for our ecosystem services. But I just find them fascinating animals. I find them beautiful. They're really calm. The myths about them flying in your hair and attacking people are not real. Ew. I will reuse that for some other plant. I reckon where we're going to put this. This is just going to be messy. I'm just going to accept it. That is a big hole. I don't even know if you can see what I'm doing. Maybe that's a bit better. So there's a big hole here. So I'm just going to see if I can actually just slot in a new branch. But I must choose a branch. This one, these are like great. I found these the other day. They're great because, whoa, this is going to hit the ceiling. Is this going to fit? Wow, I hurt my shoulder there. Ouch. That's just going to fall over. This is a constant problem I'm having with using wood, is like, obviously they're all different shapes, and like I have this one for my pedatum that's so straight and it works really, really well, but most of them are not that straight. And so it's hard to balance them in the pot, especially when they get taller, they get less stable and they kind of fall out. So I'm just going to test a few here. So yeah, I don't know. If you follow me on Instagram, again, you probably know that I do bat surveys quite often and I will post about them. I just love bats. I just find them very interesting. If I put this in, I will never have to use a new piece of wood ever because it's so tall. This is touching the ceiling. That's how big that is. But you know, maybe this will work. I think I will top it up with soil, which may help to keep it in place. You know, once the roots kind of bind around it and the soil is compacted, it kind of holds in the branch a bit better. I think I will just give it that. I'm going to do that. That's my day job. That's what I do, you know, Monday to Friday every week. And at the moment, it's like day and night, Monday to Friday. So it's a little bit crazy. So, you know, when I drop off, like I have done the last couple of weeks, and I'm not uploading, that's because I'm incredibly... That was scary. Didn't like that. You stay right there. You know, that's because I'm incredibly busy. You know, trying to, in all honesty, I do a lot of stuff. You know, I'm working Monday to Friday and a lot of nights recently. You know, I also have YouTube to do, so at the weekends and in the evenings, I will be trying to film and, you know, do all the things for YouTube and edit and all of that. So I do that in my spare time. I also do other things in my spare time. You may know this, but I'm part of a conservation group called Freshwater Life Project, a charity in the UK that, you know, basically volunteer time for conservation, which I feel is very important, and you should go give us a follow on Instagram. It's like I'm doing 100 million things at once. That's aside from personal life things. Okay, this feels unstable, but I know that once it's watered and all of that stuff, it will feel a bit more stable. So let's hope. Let's hope for that. Now I'm going to try and tape these on also, because I feel like that will be better. I guess, what else is there to know about me? I don't really know. I'm the type of person who is interested in a lot of different things. Wow, I'm making a big, huge mess. So I'm very interested in plants, obviously. I also do a lot of yoga. I've done yoga for many years. Big, huge self-care thing of mine. Also enjoy fitness, running. I like playing games in my spare time. I don't know, what else is there to say? The YouTube thing is relatively new to me. You know, I've been doing this for just a little over a year. I really enjoy making videos and learning about that, and same thing, getting a bit obsessive about understanding video editing and things like that, but it's really been quite enjoyable for me. I feel like prior to that, sometimes in what I do day to day, there is, you know, not a lack of, but, you know, the creative side of my brain maybe is not as exercised or explored as much. And I feel like I was kind of looking for something else to do with my time that was quite creative. And I feel like YouTube has fulfilled that side of things that I feel like was missing in my life maybe. You know, creative about ideas for videos and just, you know, creating what I feel like creating at that time is just a very fulfilling thing for me. God, I'm really rambling now. That's that. I'm going to put this away now and move on to the next plant. I can't believe it's already been 20 minutes of me talking. Okay, so the next plant is my verrucosum. I will insert B-roll. Oh my God, how beautiful is that? It's reached the end of this branch. I'm also pretty sure that it's a little bit root bound, but we'll see. So I'm thinking this will be an actual full repot. It's also very unstable because the pot is so small. But yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about how important, you know, plants are to self-care. I mean, I think that we all know this, right? That taking care of plants and your collections and all are very mindful things to do, and I find really help with self-care, which I think I've been focusing on a lot. You know, I've been working like crazy And I find it hard to slow down sometimes because I'm always doing so many different things. And, you know, I have to make a very conscious effort to tell myself, okay, no, you actually need rest more than you need to film a YouTube video, that kind of stuff. And I feel like, you know, plants are really great for just sitting down and, you know, taking your mind off stuff and relaxing, and as long as there's no thrips and, you know, really terrible outbreaks and things to make you stressed out. But I mean, I just have been very conscious recently about how plants are just such a good, plant care is just so mindful, and I think it's good for you, good for your brain, as long as you're not letting your plants stress you out. Yeah, there's another thing I want to talk about, kind of along the lines of being grateful for the plants that you have and the things that you have. Wow, this plant feels very big. It's on the floor normally, so I feel like I never think about how tall it is, but it's really quite tall. Another reason why I wanted to, you know, do a repot with me today and kind of just, I guess, spend time with my plants while on video, talking. So, I use coffee filters, organic, biodegradable coffee filters, to cover the drainage hole. I feel like I have to balance this on my head. Don't fall. Don't fall. On a serious note, yeah, a big reason why I kind of wanted to just film a repot with me and not like a kind of a educational or yeah, like a care tips video or a video about a plant, or, you know, those videos take a lot of mental kind of preparation because I need to plan them. I need to think about what I'm going to say, you know, and sometimes I'm just not in the mood, to be very honest. So I try to create things that I'm in the mood for instead of forcing myself to do them. I was not in the mood for that today. A big reason for that, and the reason I want to just spend time with my plants and not be so technical about it, is so my husband is Lebanese and is from Lebanon. And if you didn't know, Lebanon is going through a very, very difficult time right now. Oh, isn't that perfect? Wow, those are beautiful roots. Let me just pause this very serious conversation to stare at plant roots. It's perfect. Looks very healthy. I don't tend to disturb roots very much, to be honest, anymore. I just slot them in. I feel like the plant recovers faster from repotting. And when you don't disturb the roots very much, you don't need to, unless it's like you're replacing the soil or you're giving it better soil. Oh no, I have to take the roots off. Yeah, I don't know. Things are very difficult right now, and it's just getting consistently worse. I don't think anybody really knows what's going to happen, but it's not good. There's been, you know, pretty consistent terrible things happening over the last 2 years. They're in an economic crisis. People don't have fuel. There's fuel shortages. Their government, yeah, so there's no fuel. Their government aren't paying for fuel to the country. Most people don't have electricity during the day. There's no medicine. Hospitals, malls have had to shut down because there's no electricity. There's no fuel to fuel generators to give electricity to these places. So it's very serious. You know, there was a massive explosion there last year, the anniversary of which was quite recently. So, you know, that's in people's heads, I think. We don't really know what's going to happen with everything. Obviously, when you don't know what's going to happen in the future and you're worried about that stuff, it can cause a lot of anxiety and stress, and it's very hard to like go about your normal day, you know, be happy. So I don't know if you know this, but I always leave links in the description of my videos to, you know, causes that you may be interested in. causes that I am passionate about and I think are important to bring to the forefront. And I will be leaving a link to, well, I always leave a link for ways to help Lebanon right now, in particular donating to the Red Cross, which, you know, donations are a bit tricky right now in terms of who's actually getting that money, but I will be leaving a link to donate to the Red Cross, who have given unbelievable support in the current crisis there. Someone that I donate to as well. So I just want to alert you to that fact that I will be leaving that in the top line of the description. So if you want to, if you can, and if you want to donate, please feel free to do so. There is no pressure to, just something I wanted to say. And also, you know, spread the word if people aren't, if, you know, there's people that don't know what's going on there. I mean, the world is a big place and there's 100 million things going on, so I understand. But a lot of people don't know, and I think it's important to spread the word. And, you know, it has me thinking a lot about, you know, just being grateful for what you have and grateful that you have plants to take care of, and whatever they may look like. You know, I was looking at, you know, there's people that don't have electricity for the majority of their day right now in Lebanon, and their food is going bad in the fridge, and you know, they can't charge their phones, or, you know, it's just not good. And I'm looking over here and I've lights on all day to grow my plants, you know. Just check your privilege and remind yourself that you're lucky. Most of us are very lucky in the situations that we're in. Now, this feels very unstable. Will it stay stable? I don't know. It's probably something that I'll test out. I'll put it back in its normal place and test out how this is going to go. I might have to cut out the top bit of this branch to make it less kind of leaning in one direction. It's something that's going on in my life, and I feel weird to, you know, sit here and make a video and not say anything about it. So I'm just telling you, okay? Let us pray that this stays in that place. Is it really annoying if I just stand here for a minute while I finish this? Or, yeah, I will. That was another thing, actually, I did want to just touch on, but I don't know. If you want a whole video on it, let me know. The branches that I use for growing my plants up. Okay, let me show you. Ba-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-da-ba. This one goes all the way back here, which is not great for stability, is it? I don't know. Don't know what to do about that. I will probably be leaning it against one of my shelves, to be honest. Let me put this back and then I will talk about my branches. So, the branches that I use to grow my plants up. So these plants in the wild, these climbing plants, right? Most of them Philodendron. Monstera as well, a lot of Monstera. Plants that grow up stuff, that have aerial roots and they want to grow up things. In the wild, they grow up trees and things like that. What other vertical things are there to grow up? So aerial roots on plants they form because they are trying to get support. So they need support to support themselves and to support bigger leaves and larger growth and become mature forms of their juvenile forms. So they're trying to become mature by putting out aerial roots, attaching to stuff. Once they feel that support and they feel supported, they will grow bigger leaves and they will, you know, mature as plants. That was the first aerial root up here that actually attached. This is a little bit slower to attach than my other plants, this Philodendron tortum. So the sticks that I use, the branches, these are basically, so where I live, we have a bit of land that's totally rewilded and it's totally just wild. We just don't do anything, and it's all natural. I walk around a lot, and when I'm outside and I see a fallen branch or we've had a bad storm, a lot of the branches that I have already were gotten from a big storm that we had. We lost quite a few branches of trees. So I will just go out and I'll look at it, see, are they the right, like the straight one? Are they the, thin and tall is really what I try to get. A lot of the ones that are tall are just too wide to be putting in a pot. So I basically just do that, and then I saw off the kind of side shoots and things. All the lichen that grow, I leave them. I hope that they will continue growing in my home. But a lot of people have said what you do about bugs, because a lot of people don't like bugs in their homes. But with all respect, if you are owning plants, unless you're using pesticides, you have bugs in your home. You have bugs in your soil that you use for your plants. If you use leca and semi-hydro, maybe you don't. But bugs and plants go together. They go together in the wild and they go together in your home. In all honesty, that doesn't really bother me, but I know that it does bother quite a few people. What I do is, I cut off all the side shoots and branches and things. I then get the hose outside and I basically power wash, hose down the plant to get away any of like the bigger bugs and the more obvious ones and stuff like that. And then I will bring them inside. We have a big stove, a big open fire. Well, no, not open fire, but a big fireplace. And I will leave them beside that to dry for a week. I will inspect them before I use them, but not very closely because it doesn't bother me. But if it bothers you, you can do a full inspection, make sure you're not bringing anything weird inside. Obviously, I live in Ireland, so there's not like anything scary or like any, poisonous spiders that I'm going to be bringing inside that are dangerous or anything like that. But if you live in a country that is, you might want to check that over. So yeah, that's what I do basically. Now, obviously, this wood over time does rot and does decompose, and there can be fungal spores in the wood and stuff that can then start growing in your house. As I said, that doesn't really bother me. I don't use any chemicals on my plants or anything like that other than like alcohol for pests and things. And I find that my plants love it. It is quite natural for them to grow up wood. And I feel like they're quite happy. They grow fast, especially when the aerial roots have attached and it gets comfortable with that wood. It's like, oh shit, I can do this. I can go up and I can have support. Who doesn't love support? Also, just to say, if you don't want to use wood, no, there's two things I want to say. First of which is, obviously, I get this from my own land. You don't want to be taking wood from like a national park or just, it just goes without saying. Well, it doesn't really. I want to say this, that, these are ethically sourced. I don't have a huge amount of them, I don't think, in my home. We have a lot of wood that is scattered around that I leave outside because that is important for insects and fungus and bacteria and stuff and decomposition and all of that. So I don't take a large amount. Just keep that in mind if you're taking anything from the wild and putting it in your home. That goes for plants, branches, anything. So I'm just want to make that point. Second thing is, if you don't want to use branches from outside, maybe it doesn't fit your aesthetic, maybe you don't like the idea of it, you can also use wooden planks. So I will mention her again. I feel like I mention Caitlin in every video. But Caitlin from Plant Life in the Tropics, uses planks of wood, which works very, very well for her. So, wooden planks from shops, from like you can use wooden pallets, you can use, just stuff that's being thrown away, whatever you want. And that works really, really well as well. It's also good because it has a kind of a lateral space that the area roots can grow across. That's the only thing with branches, if it's not like a super wide branch, which, as I've said, is quite difficult to put in a pot. It works very well, and the plants, you know, it's wood, they think it's real, and it works very, very well. That is it, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I've done a lot of things. I've been filming for an entire hour. And yeah, I just, again, want to say welcome to everyone new. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you're enjoying the content, and I really appreciate your support. Yeah, I hope that you're all doing really, really well, taking care of yourselves and your plants and enjoying your plants. And wishing you all the best. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.